welcome to Launchpad, and guess what? It's half term! We made it! I hope you've got some exciting things planned for half term. Phoebe and I, we're going to make a lighthouse, so we'll see how that one turns out, shall we? Anyway, we've got an exciting time planned. Really exciting news that our story is going to be explained to us today by Jill. It'll be really exciting to see Jill explain our story, so I'm really looking forward to that. And Sally's going to give us our craft as well, so that'll be really good. So Phoebe, hit the music. We're going to get up. We're going to start our time by singing and asking the Lord and seeking the Lord. Here we go.
I'm reading my B-I-B-L-E, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how J-E-S-U-S came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door.
Shall we sing it again? Come on, let's do it.
I'm reading my B-I-B-L-E, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how J-E-S-U-S came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this.
Let's go!
When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh,
Clap those hands.
when you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. God knows exactly what I need.
Let me hear you. Are we saying? Let's go!
When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. You opened up the door. You opened up the door.
Excellent stuff. I really do enjoy singing that song. Anyway, so really exciting now to hear from Jill, who's going to explain our story to us. So, hi Jill!
Well, hello everybody. Thank you, Joe, for that wonderful song. And today we're going to be carrying on the exciting adventures of Joseph. We've heard how his dreams upset his brothers so much that they sold him to be a slave. But God was with him. He worked hard for his new master. And we heard how doing the right thing, that was running away from Potiphar's wife, got him into a lot of trouble. But in prison, God was with him. God showed Joseph what other people's dreams meant, and he was able to come out of prison and help Pharaoh. He was able to protect Egypt from the famine. Well, today, let's just see. Was God still with Joseph?
the faithful Hall of Fame, Joseph. This is Joseph, who was the son of Israel and Rachel. But he had 11 brothers who hated him and sold him into slavery. After being put in jail, Joseph told of the future of Egypt when he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, and Joseph found favor with the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh made Joseph a leader in his kingdom. Just as Joseph had told the Pharaoh, Egypt had 7 years of abundance. Then the 7 years of abundance came to an end, and the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had said. But the Egyptians had food to eat because Joseph had planned for the famine. There was famine in all the other lands, and many came to Joseph to buy food. There was even a famine in the land that Joseph came from. So when Israel heard that there was grain in Egypt, he sent his sons to buy some. But Israel did not send Benjamin with the others because he was afraid that harm might come to him. When Joseph's brothers came to him, Joseph recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger. So Joseph decided to test his brothers. He had his interpreter tell them to send for Benjamin, who had stayed home. And then he threw his brothers in jail for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph let all but one of the brothers take grain to their starving households with the instruction to bring Benjamin back. But Joseph provided for his brothers' journey and gave them grain and silver. The brothers did exactly as Joseph instructed, as they were scared that God was punishing them for what they had done to Joseph so many years before. They traveled home to their father's house, then back to Egypt. Now that he had seen that they brought Benjamin, Joseph was overwhelmed, so he released the brother who was still in prison. But Joseph decided to play one more trick on his brothers. He sent the brothers away but told his servant to hide his silver cup in Benjamin's bag. Then Joseph told the servant to go after the brothers and retrieve the cup. The brothers hadn't traveled far before the servant stopped them and accused them of stealing the cup. Joseph could no longer control himself before his attendants. He made them leave so he could be alone with his brothers, and he told his brothers who he really was. Ta-da! He told them of his life and all he had experienced, and he forgave them for what they had done. God was with Joseph and took care of him and showed him favor.
Well, yes, he definitely was. And he forgave his brothers. So now we're going to join Sally, who's going to show us how forgiveness breaks chains.
Hey Launchpadders, hope you've had a great week. Changed location this week, so hopefully you can see things. Wasn't it great to see the video all about Joseph forgiving his family? And forgiveness is a huge part of people's lives. When someone hurts you, it's so hard sometimes to forgive them, isn't it? But Jesus tells us that we should forgive others. So today's craft's all about forgiveness. What you'll need is some paper, which I've cut again into strips. I've got a pair of scissors, a marker pen. I've got a stapler, some pipe cleaners. Oops. And I've got some tin foil. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some chains to go on our arms, because when we forgive someone, it breaks chains. It changes our lives, but above all, it breaks the chains on our lives. So probably you can remember at Christmas, you've cut all your pieces up now. And I'm just going to start to put them together, and I'm going to staple them. You can stick them, you can glue them, but I'm going to make a few just to make some chains, and just like this, and a yellow. You can make them however you wish. Let's just have one more, and we're going to have a red. Quite an easy craft this week. So there's your chains. Now on each end, I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, although I'm going to probably use two because these are quite thin, and I'm going to cover them with some foil, just so that they look, give that silver effect. There we go. And all I'm doing is I'm just wrapping up them like so. And you get those. I'm just going to coil that in there and then do up both sides like so. I've got one end of my cuff, if you like, that I'm going to put around my wrist. Before I add one more onto there, I'm actually going to write on one of my paper chains, and I'm going to write forgiveness breaks chains. Forgiveness breaks chains. I'm just going to add that one in, stick it together. And my other two pipe cleaners for the other end. So, and again, just wrap it up in a bit of foil. You don't need very much. And just wrap them up. Scrunch it up like so. And then put it onto your other end of your chain, like so. I'm just squeezing that together. And make sure you can get them on your wrists, that's the other thing. I've tried this, but here we go. It's a bit tight, but yeah. And there we have today's craft. And that's what we have. And if we don't forgive people, then we're bound up by chains ourselves. But how freeing is it when we can go, and that's what forgiveness does. It does break chains. So have a go at it. Make some paper chains and some little handcuffs, and just enjoy the freedom that forgiveness brings. So see you soon. God bless. Bye.
Well, thanks, Sally. That will help us to remember that forgiveness breaks chains. In today's part of Joseph's life, we saw how Joseph forgave his brothers. He checked out that they really were sorry, and then he forgave them. He told them that what they'd planned for him to hurt him, God had used those things to make good things happen. But what if Joseph hadn't forgiven his brothers? His family wouldn't have been together again. Let me show you what happens inside of us if we choose not to forgive others. Here are 2 apples. This is a lovely, lovely, juicy apple. And this one, yuck, it's absolutely rotten. And that is what unforgiveness does inside us. It gets right deep inside and it eats away at us. And just as the rot makes the apple horrible, so unforgiveness can make us not very nice people. Eventually the apple becomes so bad we have to throw it away. But this perfect apple will be kept in the fruit bowl with all the others, and soon it will be eaten. If we end up like the rotten apple, our friends won't want to know us. They'll go and find somebody who is kind and forgiving, so we will get very, very lonely. So the next time you eat a ripe, juicy apple or a piece of fruit, think, is there someone I need to forgive? Or maybe, is there someone I need to say sorry to? Now, we're just going to finish with a prayer before we go back to Joe and Phoebe for our last song. Father God, thank you that you were with Joseph through the bad times and the good. Thank you that you have a plan for our lives too, and that you'll always be with us. Thank you for showing us that unforgiveness is very bad for us, but that forgiveness breaks chains. Help us to be more like the people Jesus taught us to be, forgiving others just as you forgave us. Thank you that you sent your Son, Jesus, to die for us so that we might forgive and we might be forgiven and live with you forever. Amen. Now, over to Joe and Phoebe for our final song.
Hi everybody, nice to see you again. I've been joined by Phoebe. Hi Phoebe! Alright, it was lovely to hear the story from Jill today and great to see the craft from Sally as well. And it was good, wasn't it, to hear that Joseph forgave his brothers, Phoebe, for all the things that they had done to him. He forgave them. And I said to Phoebe, we need a song about forgiveness. We need to sing something at the end that reflects what we've just heard. And she said, well, what about the LOVE song? And I said, the LOVE song, the love song. And I thought, well, that's right, isn't it? Because we forgive people because we love them. And Jesus forgave us because he loves us. So I think it's right, Phoebe, that we do finish with that song. So hopefully you'll remember the song we're talking about. It's the one that involves us nearly falling over, where you have to go L-O-V-E, love, but the Father up above. You got it? So we'll give it a go, shall we? So Phoebe, hit that music. And we'll sing all about the fact that the Lord loves us. And that's why he forgives us.
Come on now, let's open up the book. Come on now, and take a good long look. And see, God has given us all we need to be. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about L-O-V-E, love from the Father up above. It's about hope, it's about life, it's about the love of Jesus Christ. It's about everlasting, never failing love. Come on now, let's open up the book. Come on now, and take a good long look. And see, God has given us all we need to be free. It's about you, it's about me, it's about the truth that sets us free. It's about L-O-V-E, love from the Father up above. It's about hope, it's about life, it's about the love of Jesus Christ. It's about everlasting, never failing love. What's it about? It's about you, it's about
Phoebe, thank you for that. Well, that was really good, and I hope you enjoyed singing those songs and hearing that story about how Joseph did forgive his brothers in the end after all the things that he did for us. And remember, sometimes we have to forgive people too when they do things to us, but we do that because we love them. So I hope you had a great time, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great half term. Bye.